Hello YouTube, this is Depassion, also known as Mikkel, and welcome to another No More Side Jobs segment. And continuing from the previous No More Side Jobs episode, we'll be going on to my experience, my little behind the scenes kind of thing, and my impressions of just even tackling going through such an intriguing little journey for me. Just doing a retrospective slash playthrough of the first No More Heroes game as the first of 3 different legs to then hopefully arrive at No More Heroes 3 like before it comes out. But so, okay, it's the decision. I explained a fair bit more at the very start actually, because I found it like I said before, I found it strange that we can go back and forth talking about video games and not really have a specific reference point, like no sort of photo album kind of deal. And I took it upon myself to be like, okay, let's do a sort of a retrospective, also an impressions series that would be it's it has been quite a fun playthrough. I hoped it would be, and it has been quite fun as well. And episode 1, I was so nervous. I really thought to myself, oh my goodness, am I going to run out of things to say? And will I babble on too long? Will I not babble enough? Will I be mentioning as many things that's going on in the game that is worthy to be commented on? Will I catch every single one of those beats as often as I should? And especially with, I think I goofed up on at least one recording session of it. And then I had a rehearsal, just an audio one, just to try and get myself a bit more active and just talking in general while playing a video game, and I feel like that rehearsal helped. I was still nervous, but yeah, I do feel like I did pretty well for my first episode. And yeah, it's got an okay amount of views. I'm pretty happy with that. And my co-workers, those that have watched it, yeah, they really enjoyed it too. Even my girlfriend turned around and said, "No, you really do find ways of." Do find different things to keep talking about," and yeah, that comments stay consistent throughout the series so far, for the episodes seen so far. So I'm happy with that, but I know I can be improving. And episode 1 and 2, those were very interesting for me. Those were recorded, from what I can recall, they felt like they were recorded back to back because they seemed to have the same energy in a way. And dipping into part 3, and actually not having a side job segment up till after part 4, it felt a bit weird, but I did have the idea and concept having the side jobs involved. And rampaging up to Dr. Peace was really fun for me. It was really fun, and especially getting up to the baseball the baseball segments, because man, those are the bane of my existence when those became available as K Entertainment missions. And I know there's a lot more. I think for what I think more No More Heroes fans would expect, and I just really enjoy pulling off as many of those wrestling moves, those throws, whichever you want to call them, grabs. I love pulling those off, man. They're so satisfying, and I know for several segments back to back, I have mentioned that I'm just like, oh, this is good one. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, so sick. That kind of thing. I really enjoyed pulling those off, man. I really enjoyed those. But yeah, hopping into the Dr. Peace segment, I was a bit nervous because it would be the second boss, I should say, sorry. The second boss and his projectiles, and I thought to myself, I want to show as much as I could with any more of with each of the assassins. I really want to show what each of them had to offer, like what throw I could pull on them, what different attacks they had, that sort of deal. And with Dr. Peace as well, actually, that was the first episode I decided to just bring in some sort of extra prop rather than just my skull mask and goggles. So I end up getting one of my actually the only cowboy hat I have in the house, and that was actually from an old Halloween, like years ago outfit. So it's great. It's great to slap the dust off that and pop it on. That was good fun. And the rampage up to Shinobu. I did have an issue with audio, and it. I had to fix that. It's a bit of a problem with the reverb, and yeah, there's a beautiful Nia Justice in there that really made me laugh. So as I'm going through this game, I end up just sort of relearning like how far some beat attacks can go, what kind of range. Like if I literally swing in first, like sometimes I could be in range to attack, so I could be out of range to attack, but then land in range for the enemy to then just slap me immediately. So it's, it's stuff like that would just be cropping up time to time. And facing Shinobu, that was funny because I actually did want to show the insta-kill move, the insta-kill attack that Shinobu had to offer. And at first I was like, oh whoops, what do I do from here? Like, do I just cut it short and then just restart or whatever? But like, no, I started my guns. I made sure that like, yeah, we get to see all that an assassin, as many things as an assassin has to offer. And yeah, she's the earliest one of the kill move, with an insta-kill move, I think. And that was a lot of fun. I knew. In my head at the time, I felt like I wasn't going to be slowing down anytime soon. I knew that things were going well. I was approaching my second normal side jobs segment, so I was really looking forward just to chill out and vent a bit and stuff and really enjoy myself. However, going into, what part was that? Part 7. Part 7 and Part 8 had a really bad audio issue. I think it's more noticeable in Part... For me, it was more noticeable in Part 8. And oh yeah, I quit my job around about that time and was and was going to go into my new one, so all kinds of stuff was shifting around and changing for me. And yeah, I'll go into that a bit more in the No More Side Job segment that followed soon after. But yeah, that crushed me, man, when I realised that the audio was bad. And I even went on Fiverr to find out what it could have even been. And the first guy wasn't quite able to figure out what it even was, but then the second guy even opted to literally download the software I was using. I'm using OBS Studio, and figure out what it is. And all you gotta do is literally just scroll down and mute the mic/aux. He wasn't sure himself at first, but he was aware that it was two audio sources. And that's why I was getting this weird reverb kind of thing. And yeah, there's not many. You couldn't really remove it because the original source, the original audio file, that's how it was behaving. So that's how it was essentially stuck. That pushed me back like a few more days than I wanted to. So that was my first big delay, and I really wanted to keep going ham on the series and just have these episodes out as often as possible. Like in my head, there was one point like back then that I was like, yeah, I could just stockpile the footage and just release it every day. I don't have that kind of time. I've got the same 24 hours as Oprah Winfrey, but I ain't that successful, I ain't that organised. I've been doing what I can, but oh man, that crushed my heart a little bit. Because it got to a point that when the second big delay was Part 9. Part 9 and 10 were quite wonderful, those were quite a lot of fun. Holly Summers, that was a bit of my salt was showing there, dealing with Holly Summers, because I feel a bit bottlenecked in to fight a certain way, and it was the first boss for me, I think, out of all up to that point, that I felt like I really had to just fight only one certain way, and there wasn't many fun ways around that. I hadn't really settled with Holly Summers and run through replays and stuck to the plan, or just I really should have written it down. I really should have written it down what I had figured out for Holly Summers, because there was a point like years ago that I just strolled through it, but like I still like allowed as many things as the boss could do to happen at all. But yeah, getting the timing on those rockets, Nope. I'm so weirdly bad at that. But yeah. Then actually a little bit before that we had the No More Heroes 3 the Return trailer reaction. Now that was interesting. I actually had to get the clip separate record it. Like the trailer itself, I had to record it separately, and then because the initial like footage I was watching it from, it was literally just like a side-by-side thing, and I managed to put it together. And for some weird, horrible reason, I scaled the quality up too high, so then as it's being played back to me, it was all jittery. So by the end of it, like after rendering in there, it's just like, nope, it's way off, it's way off. So I had to go back and then line up footage again. Got all nice, running smooth. I was really happy. By the end of it, I was really happy. And actually, that's given me the most views, so that was really surprising. I'm almost at 1,000 views now, so it's quite exciting for me. Just to see that sudden spike, and actually that brought in quite a few subscribers, and I'm happy they've stayed. I'm happy they stayed as well. I'm actually was it today? I think it's either today or yesterday, as of this recording, on the 27th of January, that I actually just got 19. I'm up to 19 subscribers now. So I plateaued a little bit, but then yeah, just picked up now. Now I'm at 19. It feels wonderful. It feels wonderful to be at 19 subscribers. It's yet another stranger, yet another person I do not know, and I'm really happy they're going to be part of this journey. Like it still blows my mind. But yeah, there's actually one thing I still need to upload. Actually, now that I'm recalling part 9, is because I had to get the phone call audio, so I had to run through that segment again, and that was Suplex C, man. That was Suplex C. That was wonderful. Amazing. Completely forgot about it. That was so much fun, that part. Yeah, going into part 11 and part 12. That was I had quite a bit of a chunky delay there, actually, because it was after No More Side Jobs 4. I realised that, oh, whoops, my friggin' audio, like my friggin' game audio, like I got friggin' none, and I saved over it as well. I saved over on my Nintendo Wii, so I had to play through the game all over again, and then up to Holly Summers, and then make sure that all my audio recording stuff was actually working properly. For some silly reason, I decided to, I think it was the desktop audio, I think it was. I ended up using that like an idiot. So I had video but no audio from that. Well, sorry, I had no game capture audio, but I had the video for it, and I'm like, no, I can't just bring that in and send that out. That'd be just stupid. So I can't remember which way around it was. I think I got myself up to speed and then I stopped. Or I stopped and then got myself up to speed. Either way, it knocked my confidence a bit. Like, sure, it's like, looking back on it now, it only feels like a small setback. But at the time, I was just like, whoa, it's going to send everything back schedule-wise, because I wanted to finish No More Heroes 1 I wanted it finished by New Year. That's what I initially wanted. But like, just looking back on it now, with part 10, with Holly Summers being on the 15th? The 15th of December. I might not be able to add in all those assassins. I think it's by the New Year, like a couple days into the New Year, that No More Heroes 1 will be done. Still pushing to just have all these completion dates for each game done early, because at the time of this recording, it's still not confirmed what date. We got the year, but we don't have the date of when No More Heroes 3 will be coming out. So I wanted to go ham on that and get the whole journey to No More Heroes 3 finished. I really wanted it all to be finished, but with that setback, it really knocked my confidence a bit. So it's when the new year came round that I managed to just like look at my timetable, calm myself down a bit. I'm like, you know what, you can still do this. And then then I went straight back on it. Just hopped straight back on it. And funny enough, I really enjoyed having these laserproof goggles, glasses sort of thing. And it's really fun to be running up to Let's Shake and playing a bit dumb, like just playing myself off as a bit misinformed, because that sort of brought back the little wonder in my brain of just like, wow, how are we gonna fight this dude? This guy that's just standing on a silo with like this big meaty brain on top. Like, how are you gonna fight? How is Travis gonna fight him? That had been running through my head for years. That was running through my head for a long time, and it is wonderful. It's wonderful to just have that sort of role play into that sort of wandering glee. But having the mask that I actually wanted ready for Harvey was such a big relief, because I ordered it. It took over a month to arrive, so it must have. I don't know. I think it must have been sent out in. The order total must have been sent out in bulk with other orders rather than sending out the order separately. I think it came from China as well. But I still have that mask, and I'm actually quite happy the glitter doesn't just immediately fall into my eyes and just infect them or whatever. Because God, I hate glitter. It gets everywhere. It's still the herpes of arts and crafts. I've said that before, and it still is. I was so happy to be just back in the rhythm, back in the swing of things again, especially facing Harvey Moischewitz Volotarski, because you get a chance to suplex him while the screen is flipped, while you're all upside down and stuff. And playing the Pure White Giant Glastonbury game, I think that's the full title. Playing that while Travis is snoozing on the train. That was just great. That was just great, because yeah, it's the earliest experience of a game within a game for me that I can really recall. I know there's obviously the party games, and those are like they're components that your character physically takes part in. But when your video game character picks up a controller and then plays that game, I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, having after all that time in Travis Strikes Again, hopping back to No More Heroes 1, and then having that cute little realization that, oh yeah, me playing this little Glastonbury game. At least in the first time it's introduced, it's in a dream, but then after that you can play it on this TV. It's wonderful to play that. And it's good fun. It's good fun. I forgot how much time I actually put into that game, because it just felt like little bits of muscle memory were returning. So it was a bit easier for me to go through that and still have a consistent commentary going. And after Harvey, I decided to just switch things up a little bit when it came to introducing how the assassins will get introduced and how the videos would start as well. So I decided to chop my favourite part or one of my favourite parts from facing Speedbuster, or cutscenes wise anyway. But Travis just turns around, he's just like, "You the third ranked assassin, bitch!" And I'm just like, yo, it's almost like some Juggernaut bitch rap, like sort of repping happening there. Just dude, it was just cool. Not a reference, but it pinged in my head like it just kind of hit the same tone in a way for me. I don't know why. I just really found that cool, that bit. It's just Travis angry, like distraught kind of thing, and then immediately after, like, we're given the whole cutscene, and it's just this goofy back and forth thing of Speedbuster not quite being able to hear him for ages. I love that. Just throw a bit of tragedy and immediately some comedy. I found that really exciting. I found that really fun. And it's actually a bit of a shame that I died that so many times against Speedbuster, because I really do wish to this day that I'd done a rehearsal. I did a rehearsal run, then went into it. Because I think it's 2... Yeah, it's on the third try. It's on the third try I managed to beat her. Because I completely forgot about the cannon. And how it just... You can't run directly at it. You have to go around, and there's this... It's like I think it's a power line, something like that. Some telephone wire. I don't know. But, yeah, you have to knock that post down, and then that's how you can close in. And literally peel a frigging cannon into two halves. Like, badass. Badass stuff like that. I love seeing that kind of stuff in cutscenes. It's amazing. Because Travis does some crazy stuff in gameplay anyway, but the fact that you can just pull crap like that off, that you just smush his beam katana on the end of a weapon and just walk. It's so cool. It's so cool. Just marching forward. It's quite cool. Just seeing the sparks flying in there. Because the closer I get to the end of this game, like, the more it's just dazzling for me. So yeah, Speed Bust. Actually, it really kicked off with Harvey. Really, that's when it really kicked off with me. I was just like, wow, this game really is pretty damn crazy. Like the story beats and stuff. Like it's happening. It's happening. It's popping. It's all kinds of crazy. And yeah, running up to Bad Girl. That was interesting for me, considering my perspective that I gained after playing Travis Strikes Again. That was really interesting for me, because the fact that we have a confirmed father figure and it's not Dr. Peace. I was like, oh, okay. So it's quite interesting, especially with literally us running, just for me to go through the whole series, have Badman then recalling how he saw Bad Girl die, and then just me then hopping back, playing No More Heroes 1 and going through that fight again. I was just like, whoa, like, where is this? I'd still imagine where this camera is. I think at the time, obviously, it'll be just the one game. I think in Suda said it'll be just the one game, that's it. But writing that in, I just found that really cool. I just found that really cool to just play through that and just, I know, just sort of like witness and see how things are just like rolled into motion to then be sort of summarised in a different video game character's life. You actually get to play as Badman too. He's quite a cool guy in Travis Strikes Again. He's quite fun. What was I going to say? But yeah, so facing Bad Girl. Yeah, I had similar troubles with her as well. Just there's so many things that I wasn't quite keeping in mind, like the insta-kill move. I went to like first show it, but then the second time round, I completely forgot. No, actually no, I think I learned that time. No, I'm not too sure. No, I think she pulled off on me before. She'd run in, drop down, and this is while I'm charging my back to her. Pops the insta-kill move off. It's not like a movement thing. It's just, if you're in range and you just happen to be there, that's it. It pops off. Like, damn, that's annoying. Damn, that's annoying. That's breaking my rhythm a little bit. But overall, so far, it's been all kinds of wonderful. And reaching up to rank 2, and with juggling writing projects, with writing projects, and how often I'm seeing my friends again. That's been really wonderful. And yeah, just adapting to a new job, and how my timetable has really shifted, because it's very different hours now. It's not 8-hour shifts now, it's 12 hours. So just a day dedicated to just work and then just go home and sleep. I actually prefer that. I'm one of those weird people, I guess. But along with that, I recently had a creative writing gig, so I've been enjoying that as well. With so many different things changing along with this channel, it's really been wonderful, and actually getting to talk about this kind of stuff in these No More Side Job segments has been wonderful too. Just seeing these two sort of lengthy retrospective / playthrough series. It was a kind of a podcast thing, just both of these running side by side and actually working out pretty well. It's really made it wonderful. Just knowing that I'm like, oh wow, I've made the effort to actually like put together and produce something. And despite my little trips and falls, like time to time, I've been able to share something that seems like some people are enjoying because they've subscribed. And and yeah, just it going from just like a fever dream sort of idea, from that just going to this, oh wow, this would be so cool idea, when you get all bubbly and really excited about an idea, but then you just, a lot of people I've met, and a lot of discussions I've had back and forth with friends at uni, college, school, among my different social circles as well, just like cool rad stuff that we could do in the future, and then not coming through with all those things. It's just been really wonderful that I've come through on this one. Out of all of them, I think, yeah, doing Journey to No More Heroes 3, I think it's really made me happy. It's really made me happy, and it's really got me from this adult perspective now, compared to just being just a kid just enjoying video games. Now with like a full conscious mindset, and bit more of an analytical perspective as well, and really picking apart at the story and just how I find the game entertaining has been really wonderful. Has been really enjoyable. All doing that just while playing the game as well, all in motion, and just really enjoying myself. But yeah, despite the trips, the little trip slips and breaks, I've really enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this journey too. I really hope you guys have. But as always, it's still a big old learning process for me, because I know there's way more things I could be doing better. Like I know there's more edits in mind that I'd like to add in, and I feel like the best way to do that is in No More Heroes 2. And also I have thought about running through just all the games again at a different point in time, and just to sort of expand on how expand and improve on how I can really like craft and edit and put these videos together, because doing these essentially these meaty long play kind of things it's been interesting. But yeah, just putting these different steps in, like just when I can. It's been really interesting. I've really enjoyed it. But yeah, I know I can be doing better. I think that's always something that's been with me. I know I can always be doing better at something once I've made a start with it, submitted it. You know, just look at it like it could be a couple of days later, I'm just like, nah, I could have done this, nah, I could have done that. But yeah, I might do it'll turn to a strong might, a strong maybe. I'm just doing a run through again of No More Heroes 1. But No More Heroes 2, I'll do what I can to really crop and boost up when it comes to editing and that sort of thing. And I'll be doing other little skits as well, so it won't be just the journey to No More Heroes 3 and the side jobs when it comes to stuff relevant to No More Heroes. But all kinds of wonderful stuff on the way. And yeah, I do hope you guys enjoy as well. But, ooh, boy. It's really weird. I'm already at the ranked 1 fight. It's really strange to be this close to it all. It really is wonderful. But next time I'll be going over the side jobs. It'll be like a nice little finale, just going over the side jobs and specifically talking about each of them. And yes, just how I felt about them, just initially playing through them, and then going back over them now in this, in this, what am I going to say, time period? No, but at this point in time, just going back over them later in life. So it's been feeling pretty good. It's been feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you more an in-depth sort of look at that next time. But until then, this has been The Passion, also known as Mikkel. See you on the next journey. Take care. Bye-bye.